to feel
the power.
That's Colin Crandall, myself, Adam Roorda over here, your amazing co-host here. Colin Crandall, the host, the man of the hour. And before we get at it, I want to go ahead and say thank you, everybody. Go ahead and head on over to our social media. It's at MMA Power Hour. And if you're on our social media watching us right now, hit up the Hannibal TV over on YouTube and Facebook. We should be on both right now. Looks like may not be going through to either way. Go to the opposite side, check it out. Also, make sure to check out Lith Token. Look for this logo and icon. It's LITHTOKEN.io. Head on over to the website, check it out.
Absolutely, just like Lith Token, Dr. Adam Roorda and I both could be considered an icon, I would guess, at this point, right, Adam? Or is it just in our own mind?
Just you.
Well, thank you. Well, I appreciate it. It's probably me in my own mind. You're the real, one of us is a real icon. But anyway, Lith Token, you got to check it out, you guys. It is amazing. And if you're swimming in the metaverse, and if you're talking about NFTs and all other crazy shit like that, which I have no idea about, Adam will help you, direct you to the right place.
I'll try myself. We're all full of shit in this space. We try our best, though.
That is exactly correct, I think. Anyway, so we are very happy to be here with you guys again. Hannibal TV. Think of Hannibal Lecter from Silence of the Lambs. Hannibal the Cannibal. The Hannibal TV, largest combat sports based podcast out of Canada, I believe, with about 320,000 subscribers. And Hannibal himself is awesome, a Canadian national wrestling champion, and I think Olympic qualifier. The guy's a killer and a pro wrestler, and now one of the great commentators in the world of pro wrestling and also involving combat sports. So big love to you, Hannibal, in case you are watching live yourself. We've got a very good show for you tonight. We're going to go a little bit shorter. We have one big guest, and then Dr. Adam Roorda and I will break down the upcoming UFC Fight Night card this Saturday, and that's going to be killer. But we're still about 6-7 minutes away from our first guest. So recapping UFC 273, what a card. Adam, I know you are happy that once again your in front of the camera guy, me, made us look good by pointing out that my picks, much to the chagrin of the masses, were Aljamain Sterling and Gilbert Burns. Almost everybody was saying, you're out of your mind, you're crazy, those guys are not even going to come close to winning, they'll both probably get smashed in the first round. And when all was said and done and the dust cleared, Aljamain Sterling won by a split decision. Gilbert Burns lost, but by a split decision, and many people out there, including me, felt that he won that fight. So
although, to be fair, I think both fights should have gone the other direction.
And a lot of people are saying that. A lot of people are saying they felt that Yan definitely beat Sterling and that Burns beat Khamzat. And you know, probably even more people are trying to say that Khamzat deservedly got the decision, but Aljamain didn't. But either way, they were both razor close fights. They could have gone either way. And the guys that I picked were both 4-1 underdogs. So not trying to honk my own horn here, but I just, you know, this old dog knows, like, you know, the old rock song from Leonard Skinner. I'm just a simple kind of man, but MMA fighting and combat sports is something I love and understand probably more than most, if not everybody else out there.
Dear record labels do not block us just because we mentioned Leonard Skinner.
No, exactly. Just a lot of love to that great song, Simple Kind of Man. But anyway, there's other great commentators. I may not be the greatest. I may be full of shit. I'm not trying to be the Muhammad Ali of podcasters here. But anyway, I knew that
you are, though.
Well, I may be. I could be. You never know. I'll take that. If Muhammad will agree with that up in heaven, he said, Colin, you can be that. So I guess I may be that Muhammad Ali of MMA sports commentators, sportscasters, whatever the hell we're talking about. But yeah, I knew that those guys shouldn't have been 4-1 dogs. And you notice I talked about that with several guests we had on our show, and they agreed with me as well. Those guys were overlooked. People got to stop buying into all the damn hype sometimes, and dismissing guys that are proven commodities. But anyway, that is what it is.
Yeah, buy into the utility.
Yeah, exactly. Don't what do they say? Don't always embrace the hype, you know what I mean? Although sometimes it is legit. Other fights that were interesting, they had their couple, the longtime romantic partners, Tisha Torres and Raquel Pennington, both fought on the same card. Raquel did grind out a win where it was not, there was no doubt that she did beat Aspen Ladd. Tisha Torres did get ripped off the decision. Myself and virtually every other MMA media person does agree with that she did beat Mackenzie Dern, and they gave the victory to Dern, which is it's just a shame. I had a friend over who had actually refereed several lower level fights, and he said that it just seems like a lot of times the referees, the judges sometimes favor someone who has a better record or the younger fighter that they feel who has more potential, and will give them the verdict in a really close fight. And it seems like that's happening on a higher level, and I just don't like that. It shouldn't be the case. And not only that, but Tisha earned that victory. She's like 5 years older than Mackenzie. She's got less time left in her career. She fought so hard, and then to just take that away from her really just sucks ass. There's no other way to describe that. It pissed me off. That was unfortunate. That was Tisha Torres' victory. But whatever. It is what it is. But, you know, Mackenzie Dern will lose her next fight. I'm going on record as saying that. So there you have it. And no hate toward Mackenzie Dern, but don't like gift decisions. And, you know, it's just, you know, is what it is. But anyway, other fights on that card were really, really exciting. And we kind of had a feeling that Alex Volkanovski was just going to beat the brakes off of the Korean Zombie with only 1 month notice. Zombie showed a lot of courage to take that fight on with only half a camp. And man, when they did, a lot of people feel they should have stopped that a little bit sooner. But, you know, Zombie is just a double tough guy. But, man, Alexander Volkanovski is a killer. A guy who used to play rugby at 220 pounds, I think. And now he's a 145-pound UFC champion. Super strong guy. Really fast and explosive. Even though he was raised in Australia, he's almost like a D1 wrestler. He knows his jiu-jitsu. He's got fellow Aussie Craig Jones, the leg lock expert and one of the best jiu-jitsu competitors in the world, in his corner, as well as a lot of other people. I've often said, as Adam knows, that the featherweight division is my pick for the most stacked division in the UFC, with people like former champions.
It's hard to disagree with that.
Yeah, you really can't, because you got Alex Volkanovski, Max Holloway, the former champion. You got Josh Emmett, our friend, who's a killer, who's just waiting for his chance. You got Zabit Magomed Sharapov, Calvin Kattar. You got Yair Rodriguez, you know, Bryce Mitchell, and, you know, Giga Chikadze, Barbosa. Just so many absolute killers at 145, and so hopefully they will be available and ready to fight. Otherwise, the Aussie has said he would not mind going up to lightweight and seeing how he fares there. He'd be giving away a lot of height there. Maybe not a lot of physical size and weight, but he would be, I mean, he's already kind of a shorter featherweight at 5'6.5", but at lightweight he would definitely be a little bit short, although probably a little bit undersized. But then once again, having fought at 212, who knows how heavy he walks around. A lot of people say like 170, I don't know. But anyway, other fights on that card, Adam, I know the fight that we were excited about fell off. Jairzinho Rozenstruik, the man from Suriname, against Tybura, fell off. The 45-year-old from Russia, Alexei Olenek, again catching his opponent, Jared Vanderaa, who's a tough guy, 15-year age difference, I think, ended up catching him not with his Ezekiel choke, but with a scarf hold choke, or a scarf choke. That was very impressive. The man just keeps coming up with these chokes that you don't see that often in MMA, but that's one of the good things that I think Adam will agree with. You pull that stuff out that people don't see a lot, they're probably not that prepared for it, are they?
No, not at all. Well, and that's the key. And that's why when you see these wrestlers come out all of a sudden with any kind of jiu-jitsu move, or I love the bulldog choke as one of the big surprises when somebody actually figures that out as a wrestler.
Yep.
You know, that is one of the ones you expect, but at the same time,
not as often as others though. The bulldog choke is not seen as often as others. You know, I remember seeing Ben Askren used that on Robbie Lawler, and then also Raquel Pennington, who we had just mentioned, used that in a fight, I think against Ashley Evans Smith or someone. I'm not sure. Anyway, I think we are ready for our first guest. If you want to get
we
that.
can give him a whirl here. He's not online, or maybe he is.
I would think and hope he is. I
did
did
the same
okay.
way.
Let's see if we can hear that music. Then we'll do our patented Skype dance.
The Skype dance. Thank you.
I hate my tiny basement.
Well, I don't know
but
where that sounds.
with Realtor.com's draw.
Hey, that was a free ad for Realtor.com.
Yeah.
Right
Ignore that, everybody. Unless they want to start paying us, in which case Realtor.com. Yeah.
Hey, you owe us some money, Realtor.com.
Yep. We'll send you a bill.
All right, you're actually frozen on the screen. I'm not sure what's going on with my camera, but hopefully you guys stay just listening here, because Colin's always talking and you're able to hear what's going on.
My voice will carry us, I hope.
He's sitting there with an interesting face right now. I'll get that fixed in a second.
Oh man, I hope it's not too stupid a face.
Oh, it's hilarious. I love it. I love it.
Thank you.
You've been off the screen once. You saw me fixing the camera, and
man,
I don't know
man,
what's going on.
Can Hawaii get sticky? That's the time I thought for that line. You gotta love that.
Colin's face and my face, they're separate.
Yeah,
Although you do look kind of disappointed with this face.
Do I? I've kind of been disappointed in my life lately, so that's probably not just a random look that it caught. Anyway.
That's all right. We both have faces for radio.
Yeah, there we go. So
go ahead and talk. Let me fix this, Colin.
Sounds good. And then after that, we'll try to get our guest on.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and talk here. We'll never be a deer in the headlights in this show. So let's go back and see if I can remember some other fights that did happen in Saturday's card. Okay, so we went and we talked about the Olenek fight, Peter Yan against Sterling. You know, it's funny, with Aljamain Sterling winning that fight, you guys might remember, not only did I believe he was going to win and come back way better than he was a year ago, but I said that with that disqualification from that illegal knee, where he became, I think, the first man to ever win a UFC championship belt on a foul, with all the haters and all the people that thought that he should have continued, that a knee to the head doesn't hurt that bad or whatever, all this crap and everyone hating him, he sucks, blah, blah, blah. You even had people, and Joe Rogan pointed this out, you even had people cheering in the United States during a time where there's a war in Russia with them invading another country. You heard jackasses in Florida cheering "Let's go Peter" because they hated Aljamain Sterling so much, and Joe Rogan even said that they're cheering "Let's go Peter" for the Russian fighter in Florida. You know, whatever. Big love to Peter Yan. Nothing against the people from that area. They're not part of the government, and so you can't blame them. But anyway, what I had said,
exceptionally easy. It's not going to
exceptionally
show you anything
easy.
that doesn't have a dishwasher. That's
whatever great
more
stuff
ads.
that
What
girl
is
had
it?
to offer. She had a lot of stuff to offer, let me tell you. But we'll talk about that off the air. I'm kidding.
Today is
But
chaos.
yes, it is.
There you are. You're back.
Okay, and
Maybe
so
the
what I was
chaos
saying
is done.
Okay, so what I was saying is I had said weird things happen in combat sports. Everyone was believing Petr Yan was going to come back and get redemption for the foul that he, issued onto to Sterling, and I said, you know what, weird shit happens. Weird shit happens. It's not going to go the way everyone thinks, and it's not going to go the way all the haters hope. And I was exactly right. Aljamain Sterling won, and he pretty much gave everyone the middle finger, saying, all you haters, there you go. That's for you. I'm still champion. Your guy isn't, so go screw yourself.
Right.
And he was right. Anyway, so we are going to try to get our first guest.
I sent him a message. We'll see if he hits us back, and then we'll be ready to go. In the meantime, though, we can hit up the discussions on
Gotcha.
the April 16th card here.
We will, but you know what? I actually, and I hope I don't have wrong contact information, but I did speak with his promoter only about 4 hours ago, who said he would remind him, and so I'm actually going to send our guest a direct message. Ready for the interview on Skype as soon as you can be available, brother. Period.
I don't know what's going on with this damn. Keeps freezing you, dude.
Well, it's kind of odd.
Yeah, it is.
But the good thing is that I'm not a 20-something bikini model, so it's not
Why
that
not?
important that my face is seen, although it's always nice. But
I think it would work.
it would be good. But anyway, so
This show's
looking,
mostly about me now.
there we go. So you're not frozen and I am.
Yeah.
Maybe I should
and
go
keep
sit over
going
there.
off screen too. And I don't know what to say or what to do.
That's all right. That's all right. Anyway, so talking about UFC 273, are we forgetting anything? Oh yeah, Piera Rodriguez, I think, beat Kay Hansen. I'm not even remembering some of the other fights. I think I just wasn't that, there were several fights in there with some guys I just wasn't that knowledgeable about. Oh yeah, Mike Malott beat Mickey Gall. And just I'm not remembering too much about any of the other fights, but there were what I did hear is that Gilbert Burns did get his win bonus. So was that because Dana White felt he deserved to win the decision like myself and several other people did, or was it just because it was such an amazing fight and he fought his heart out that he felt he deserved that 50,000? We may never know, but that was such a good fight. Hamzat Chimaev, he gave a lot of respect to Gilbert Burns afterward, and it's interesting because he was really respectful overall in general, and kind of was a little bit of a departure from the cockiness he had been showing and the stuff he had been saying leading up to that fight. So in a way, maybe it's a little bit hype as well. Usually these really tough guys from the Eastern Bloc countries don't talk a lot of trash. Sometimes even if people talk trash to them, Hamzat has been an exception, although he doesn't get really nasty or anything. He's been pretty much mentioning how he's just going to wipe out everyone and smash them, and it's easy.
Smash.
Yep, put the smash on them, like Habib, I think, may have said. But then he was very respectful afterward of Gilbert Burns, and that fight was really, really amazing and close. See if we got any word back from our
Well, you let me know, because I'm not seeing anything here. So, Colin, what do you think about Bilal Muhammad?
Yes, and Vicente Luque. We've had both guys on the show.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I wanted to talk about it.
Yes, we had Bilal on, I think it was 5, 6, 7 months ago. And then we had Vicente on about 6 months before that, I believe. Both guys are really, really cool guys. Really nice guys. What's interesting about that fight, and I'm so glad that's the main event, is that if you look at the ascension of Vicente Luque, every fight he looks great, and has won like 90% of his fights, if not close.
I thought we weren't ready to afford a house,
but keeps on just not getting a lot of attention. And he's not a trash talker. He's a native Portuguese speaker, but his English is good. He's a super dynamic, exciting fighter that finishes people. I just don't know why the media and the UFC, promotional machine is just not really that hot about him. But anyway, so that's his story. Then you have Bilal Muhammad, who's got a really good personality. He's a character, really a fun guy, nice guy, tough guy. He had a couple of key losses against really good fighters that almost seemed like it just set him way back in the rankings, and he's just, people were always like, oh, this guy's great, one of the best guys outside of the top 10. And even when he finally got, I think, into the top 10, which I believe he is in now, it just seems like once again they're not talking about him that much either. So both of these guys are absolute killers, really tough guys. All of a sudden a bunch of dust went in my nose, in my mouth. This is a fun show. Both guys.
Isn't it a fun show?
Yeah, I'm about to say something like
that. You all right?
Yep. I think that might be the first recorded sneeze by your host here, Colin Crandall, on the MMA Power Hour. Excuse me. But both guys are tough guys who just haven't had a lot of love out there, and I think that I kind of hate to see them going up against each other and thereby one of them knocking the other one off. Maybe, but it'll be maybe a really, really close fight. I mean, the bottom line is this. I think Luque is ranked higher by 3 or 4 spots, I think. So if Luque wins, then really his management has got the right to start demanding that he be considered like up next or the fight after that for Kamaru Usman. He really, and then on the flip side, Bilal is really close to that as well. So I mean, I think his side can start talking like that as well. I mean, I will say this: the winner of this fight, not for sure will be, but really should be fighting for a title in the next 1 year. By springtime 2023, whoever won this fight should be having a title shot no later than a year from now. And the only question is, will they want to maybe wait for the title? It's so tough, Adam, because you got Colby Covington, who's had 2 close fights with Usman, but lost both. But because of that, they're probably not looking at him to be next. In fact, I'm sure they're not. You got Leon Edwards, who really should be next. And I think they are about to have that signed. Maybe it is, but it really should be Leon next. But, now you have Hamzat in the picture, even though, again, I felt Gilbert Burns beat him, but they gave the split decision to Hamzat, so he's in the picture. And so that's primarily where the log jam is. And whoever wins between Bilal and Luque is definitely going to be in that discussion. It's going to be,
I think if Bilal wins, he's in the discussion. If otherwise, I think not quite in discussion yet.
But Luque is ranked like 3 or 4 spots higher than Bilal, I believe, Adam. So you're kind of reversing what would make sense.
Not necessarily. I think this is like when you look at Chandler and how things operated for him. It's.
I mean, you think perhaps Usman's corner doesn't want Luque? Maybe he's too dangerous?
No, I think they would rather have Luque, but I think the matchmakers will have Muhammad just because it is a little bit more of an exciting fight, in my opinion, than even Leon. So it depends on who you're talking to, but I really feel that way.
I mean, Bilal is a creative dude. He's a cool dude. He's colorful. He's a good promoter. You could be right. I mean, I kind of think I had just said kind of almost the opposite. If Luque wins, they really got to be like considering.
I know that's what he said, but I don't agree.
Your things are okay. Yeah. Well, we'll see. I mean, the bottom line is going to be really good, but now breaking it down to who can win that fight. Should we try once more, see if our guest can maybe pick up?
I mean, well, it's showing this, and it's going to do the same thing. We'll see if it starts ringing. I doubt it will, Colin. I doubt it will. And now you're frozen. That is so weird. I don't know why you keep freezing. But yeah, no, they're not online.
Wow.
Well, let's do our thing for the next little bit. It's okay.
Do you have access to that email? I don't have it on my phone. I do not. Okay.
I do not. So not from. Well, actually, let me check here.
Could you check and see? Because if so, could you send Sammy a message saying that we're still waiting for his client here?
I can, Colin.
Could you? Yeah, you let him know. I mean, his client's 15 minutes late now.
Yeah.
For the interview.
I see that.
Can you let him know and I'll talk while you're doing that?
I can do what I can. Excellent. I've got to also fix the camera.
That's true. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, so you want to?
they need to show up, man.
Yeah.
They need to show up. That's that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I know my buddy Mark, who's a longtime friend of mine, who's a big fan of our show, always wants me to, not get too mad or anything. And he's right. I mean, but it's unfortunate. I mean, it's we prepare in advance. We have someone's management company remind them several hours earlier, and so. The guest knows that there's a commitment here for well over a week with reminders to be on our show, and then it's just kind of a drag. And it doesn't just happen to us, and it doesn't happen to us a lot. Most people are pretty consistent, and but it's just it is frustrating. I don't know. I mean, one of the things you guys watching probably know is that, the bigger show you have, the probably more likely people will show up. Although, like I was just mentioning, sometimes in the biggest shows, people don't make it. Sometimes on Joe Rogan's show, Ariel Helwani's show, ESPN even, so, sometimes it really doesn't matter. But, it's tough because, we take it really seriously. You guys may know that we're going on Tuesday nights, period.
Right.
MMA Power Hour is Tuesday nights. We're not like a lot of podcasters just doing an interview whenever, going live whenever. So they let people know, why don't we go live Tuesday? No, you can't make it. We'll go live at midnight or 2. You can't make it then? We'll go live at 7 in the morning on Wednesday. You can't show up and make that? We'll go live at 2. It's set with a set time. It's live. Our guests know it's live. And if you show on your scheduled appearance on our show, you're essentially fucking us over. So there's that.
Yeah.
But all respect to this fighter. We've had him on before and did a great interview, and I was really looking forward to the same thing here.
I mean, at the end of the night, I'm going to be quite frank with you. This is the cursed episode, I think.
Yeah, this episode has gone really weird. With all
so those of you tuning in, we do apologize. Thank God we're not all over the place in a real formal format right now. We apologize to you, Hannibal, directly, and all of you tuning in. But hit up at MMA Power Hour. We're still going to talk. It's not the coolest looking right now. I mean, we have cool graphics and everything, but straight up apologies. This is not the norm anymore. We did have this first couple episodes.
Yep. We're gonna
something so much better.
Yeah.
Now my camera's freezing. Nobody, the guest's not showing up.
It's a weird episode. Well, this is almost becoming like the MMA Power Hour audio podcast, kind of for the most part, isn't it? Well, Adam, can you bring up?
It is they're showing me Colin 10. Ooh, he's not available till 7.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
But his call time was 6:10.
Yeah, it's saying he had to move his training 8 to 10. Is there a later or earlier slot to talk to him?
Okay, well, at least so. I mean, did we get an apology? Hopefully,
that was earlier this morning. You replied to him this afternoon. Yeah, it was at 6:43 a.m. Sammy sent a message saying that.
No, I didn't. No, there wasn't anything like he. Yep. The only message I got was saying that he'll remind him.
There is an email right there. I see it.
Oh, but you see
that it was replied to. Yep.
But well.
Yeah, maybe you missed it.
I did not see it. I didn't see anything like
You're
that.
You're frozen. This is the cursed episode, Colin.
Yeah, it really is. Well, I mean,
what do you want me to pull up? Odds or?
Yeah. Let's pull up the odds. So, okay, so I'll let him know. I mean, I guess we'll just do that. And then you want to go like maybe 15 minutes?
No, I gotta wrap up, man.
Yeah, we can't do it then.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's just.
Yeah, I didn't see.
That's a real bummer.
Yeah, I didn't see anything, and not only that, someone can't do that. You can't change. We're live. You can't be set at 6:10 and then say you're available at 7.
Right.
You can't do that. I didn't see anything like that. I would have absolutely not agreed to that. In fact, if you look at my response, the only thing I saw him say was, "I'll remind him."
Right here. No, it's right there.
Let me see. Sorry. Is that saying training until?
How's it going, guys? Drop us comments.
Well, it's training until 8:10 Eastern, but that's 5:10 Pacific.
Oh. 5 to 7 Pacific. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see that. Well, either way, though, you still can't do it. You can't.
No.
And the management there knows we're a live show. You can't be 50 minutes, nearly an hour late. You can't do it.
It's a bummer, man. It's a bummer. Ton, we still hope to have you on, but I hope the communication is a little better next time it does happen. So we'll get something figured out in the future.
You want to let him know that doesn't work. We can't do an interview an hour later than someone's scheduled.
I'll let you reply here after the show.
Okay.
This is fun. Drama for all of you out there, and Colin's frozen.
Yeah, it is. Okay, well, let's pull up those fight odds, and we'll go for like 10 minutes and get the hell out of here.
Yeah, sounds good. Tonight's one of those nights. What the heck, man? This is a cursed episode, but let's keep it up and let people see it because it's fun having frozen Colin.
Oh yeah, I gotta love that. I'm sure it looks really good. Probably looks better when I'm frozen than seeing me on camera.
Oh, you have such a grimace on your face right now.
Do I? Nice.
It's stuck. So
oh man, it's perfect. That's the story of my life lately. I think I gotta get my shit together, man. I just don't seem to be able to figure out how. You know, I'm sitting here hating on everyone else, and yet I'm
trying to figure out this camera. We've had this problem a little bit in the past, but not this bad.
Yeah.
Wow. I know I've got the settings set right, so weird.
Yeah.
Weird. This is the cursed episode. I'm not. This is probably. Yeah. So when we are rolling, but we've got one or two. I don't care at this point. This is a cursed episode. I have a guest here. And he's like, "Oh, it'd be cool to check this out." And here we
this
are.
Is not normally. Not
this
like
is like our first or second episode. Quality, Colin.
This is ridiculous. This is not normally. This is not normally how things run for our good guest here.
How deep are we now? This is episode 20 of episode 10. Season 10.
Season 10, episode 20. Yeah, we've done hundreds. We've done over 1,000 hours of MMA.
Yeah, so many. And this is
with great interviews.
Oops.
Yeah, I'm not. Here's the thing: if they're, not that we need to look out for their end, but if we wait until we're done here, until I get back home, it's gonna be probably 7.
People are loving this, though. I mean, they're not commenting, but
yeah. Do you want to
they're watching? They're popping in. They're like, "Ooh, what the hell? This guy's frozen."
Yeah, I know, right? Why don't you just respond as me, if you wouldn't mind, and saying I didn't, just if you don't mind, because then otherwise he's probably gonna be rushing to do this at 7, and we're not gonna be here. So can you let Sammy know? Hey, I didn't see.
I'm doing that.
Yeah, thank you. I didn't see any above message. No, we can't do interviews an hour later than scheduled. Sorry.
I'm just gonna put. Unfortunately, that won't.
That's not gonna work.
Yeah. We're good. Okay, so Colin, as far as the fights go, who's the dog pick that you have for the 16th here for UFC?
Well, can I see the?
Yeah, let me get that over. But
we'll get those fight odds
off the top of your head. Who do you think?
Off the top of my head, off the top of my head, all I can think of is the main event. Vicente Luque is favored against Bilal, and that's going to be such a good fight. It does make sense that he's favored, I think, record-wise, although they both have really good records. Okay, let's see what we're looking at here.
Yeah.
So going down, if you want to go down a little bit more and a little bit more, might as well just look from the very bottom. Okay, all right, skip those two. I have no idea. I know several of the people there, but there's no pick there.
Who are they? What about Drakkar Close against Brandon Jenkins? Do you think?
Well, look at what he may. Close is a tough guy. He's got so much more experience, but I really don't know enough.
Oh, here's a good one. William Knight and Devin Clark.
That's an interesting fight. We've had Devin on the show a couple times. Very tough guy. They call him the Brown Bear, I think. William Knight, they're both stocky guys for 205. Clark is like 6 feet even. Knight is like 5'10". And Knight cuts from like 230, 240 to make 205. Interesting fight. The better wrestler is going to be Devin Clark. Better striker, William Knight. Tough fight right now. They've got Devin as a favorite. Probably his wrestling is going to be too much for William Knight.
I'm going to have to agree on that one. Devin Clark is a beast when it comes to the wrestling.
Yeah,
so,
he is.
I mean,
and he really wants to be.
I agree with the odds on that one.
Yeah, I think so too. Lena Landsberg against Pani Kianzad, both Swedish. Look at the huge favorite for Pani Kianzad. I think so too. I think Lena's probably close to 40 now. Good looking girl with tough, gritty skills, but Pani Kianzad is going to beat her in a battle of the Swedish women. I think she's going to probably beat the brakes off of Lena Landsberg, although Lena is such a tough veteran. Let's look higher up on that card.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to do it that way? That sounds good. Right.
What about this one? Sabatini.
There we go. We had Pat on the show 3 weeks ago. Pat all the way. TJ Laramie is a tough newcomer, but they're throwing him to the dogs here. They are now. You're not going to make a lot of money betting on Pat here, but put him as one of your parlay pieces. and you're going to cash for sure. Wow, he's almost a 5-1 favorite. Pat Sabatini for sure there. The next fight, look at all these huge favorites on this card. This is a weird card.
They're hoping for some dogs.
They are, but I don't think a lot of them are going to come through. Mayra Bueno Silva probably beats Yanan Wu fairly easily.
This is almost looking like a boxing card.
Yeah, it kind of is. These huge crush fights, as they call it in wrestling. So then the Hall fight with Muniz is off, and this is what a weird card. And then you got who the heck is that? Somebody's got Fiallo against Baeza. Baeza probably beats Fiallo. Let's see who's even still on that card. Let me see. So the co-main event.
Oh, maybe the 16th show is just as cursed. Remember to do your taxes, everybody. And if you're in the crypto world, do your taxes.
Yeah, definitely. So they're gonna make. Are they really gonna make the co-main event in this card? Caio Borrello versus Gadzi Omar. Oh, I can't even see. Gadzi Omar Gadziev. I mean, he's undefeated, but what the hell? How can you make this is his UFC debut? How are they making a guy in his UFC debut the co-main event? That's got to be wrong. That has to be wrong.
And
that makes no sense whatsoever.
That's straight disrespect for these two.
No, they're the main.
I know,
but you're right. How do you know what I think? I mean, this is weird. I mean, okay, let's look at this. There's not a lot of big names. This card,
I agree.
This card is following a card that they spent a ton of money on people's salaries, and they're not doing that on this card, clearly. Chris Barnett, I like. Exciting heavyweight short guy. Then they got Jordan Levitt. I think he's the Monkey King. I think he's exciting. Very exciting, tough guy, 9-1. This is a weird card. This is a card that some people are. It's free, so no one's paying for this card anyway. But this is a card. This is a card that a lot of people may skip.
I mean, compared to last year,
last week. Last week's card.
Yeah, but I'm saying last year with the free fights, they were generally really like next level.
Yeah, these could turn out to be great fights. I mean, that's the thing. These guys are.
I'm 100% sure they're going to.
They're going to fight
have
hard.
Some dogs win. And it's going to be
it's very possible. But it just isn't a star-studded affair. But you know what? There are some interesting fights here. But yeah, I don't know who the dog pick here. I can't even. I don't know what the hell's happening here.
I mean, Muhammad, I think that's my pick.
Yeah, Bilal could be a good dog pick.
That's really the only dog pick I'm
I mean,
willing
maybe
to go with
William Knight has a chance if he can catch Devin. If he can defeat the wrestling. It's possible.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any chance that Lena Landsberg beats Kianzad. It's weird. I think that might be a rare battle of two Swedish nationals against each other. In a UFC fight. That may be a first. I think it is, because there's just not a lot of fighters from Sweden in the UFC. Sam Hughes might be a good dog pick. She's such a tough, gritty fighter. She's been matched up really tough in the UFC. She really needs this win, and I think that might be my dog pick, Sam Hughes, although I'm not that familiar with Estela Nunes. But I think maybe Sam can pull this off here.
All right, let's go with this one. What if we throw in AJ McKee against Patricio?
Gotcha. Patricio Pitbull Freire, the former champion. AJ caught him with a kick and then standing guillotine choked him, which is really unusual to see. Usually you get someone rocked like he got him, you finish him with your hands. But AJ is such a good balanced fighter that he's like, okay, got you rocked, now I'm going to surprise you by immediately, choking you out. That's going to be a really good fight. You know what? Is Ralphaeon on that card? I don't think. Yeah, wait. Can you look?
Yeah, I'm looking.
Is Ralphaeon because they'd be the co-main? No, the co-main is Nemkov and Corey Anderson. That's going to be a really good fight. Tyrell Fortune's tough. I'm not that familiar with who that is, but the next UFC,
he's going up against Pico.
I think that might be
crazy odds.
Yeah,
you know what?
You know why? That was supposed to be Kennedy. That was supposed to be a different guy.
Yeah.
This Adley Edwards is a last-second replacement for a different fighter. Yeah, it was supposed to be Jeremy Kennedy, and even then, Pico was a huge favorite. Now against Adley is probably going to be almost off the off the books. Minus 1,000 or 1,200.
I mean, it is about minus 1,000 plus 600.
Yeah, there we go.
And honestly, there's enough of an X factor here.
That you never know. This guy could be a world killer.
Aaron Pico is enough of an X factor, quite frankly, in my opinion. I think he's a beast, but that's when he shows up.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't, if he decides not to show up, and this happens to be one of those fights,
it's been a while though, isn't it?
This could be a newsworthy loss.
That would be huge if Sunshine, the man they call Sunshine, Adley Edwards.
I'm throwing $20 on this. I can't skip it. I'm sorry, Pico. I think you're going to win it, but just in case, this is an X factor.
Why not?
Yeah.
What the hell? Can you look and see? I think the big fight with Rafael Stotts fighting for the title against Juan Archuleta, or the interim title. I think that's the Bellator right afterward. Yeah, that's going to be the following weekend, I think, or the weekend after. Look and see Bellator. Yeah, that's 270. The 23rd of April. Yeah, there we go. That's the one.
It is on the Cyborg against Blanco?
Yes.
Okay.
Main event, Cyborg Blanco, and co-main for the interim title. Our guy, Rafael Stotts, against Juan Archuleta. Yeah, and then if Stotts wins, then as soon as his teammate, the champion, Sergio Pettis.
Yeah, I'm going for Rafael.
Yeah, me too. Man, but then when
Juan's a fun guy, and you know what? He is
really good wrestler.
One of
really
the
good,
what was that show again? Kingdom. He was actually one of the fighters.
Was he?
That appeared in there Frank, quite a bit. Yeah.
With Frank Grillo. Remember we interviewed Frank Grillo? Yep. That was a really good interview. Frank is really a really cool dude, man.
Yeah, it was cool having him on.
Long history with jiu-jitsu training with Hickson Gracie years and years ago. Good actor. Amazing shape.
Do you think Arlene Blencowe has a chance against Cyborg?
No, but click on her. I think she fought Chris Cyborg a year or two ago, didn't she? Can you take a look?
It's been, right about 2 years ago.
Year and a half. Yeah, she lost by rear naked choke in the second. I mean, Cyborg is getting older, but Blencowe's kind of older as well. Can you check and see what the age difference is on them? They're probably almost like the same age. Let's see. Blencowe is
39.
Oh, wow. She's older than Cyborg. How old is Cyborg? 36 or something?
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't think she stands a chance. Maybe she does.
You never know.
But
you never know. I mean, Blencowe is definitely tough, but Chris is a beast. It's too bad that what do you call her? Kayla Harrison didn't end up in either Bellator or the UFC. I mean, PFL is a great organization, but man, everyone wanted her in the UFC, and then if she wasn't going to be in the UFC, the second choice would be at least let her sign with Bellator so she can fight Cyborg. Right. And we got option C, that PFL re-signs her. And I think part of the reason is if she was able to she can barely make 145. If she was able to make 135, I think Dana signs her in a heartbeat and pays her almost whatever she wants.
Right.
But they don't have much of a featherweight division in the UFC. They really, really don't. And I think they were probably kind of holding that as a negotiating tool over her head and saying, listen, I mean, Amanda Nunes is there. Amanda lost to Pena for the bantamweight title. She's going to have a rematch there. But if you beat Amanda at featherweight, then there's, Norma Dumont there, and Alicia Spencer retired, and Megan Anderson is no longer in the organization. Who the hell do you have? So right. I think they were saying, you're going to have to agree to not ask us for a lot of money as we try to build the division around you if you beat Amanda Nunes. And they just were like, screw that. They don't want to do that. And then Bellator probably said, the only big fight for you here is Cyborg. We'll pay you whatever, not this much or whatever. Then PFL matched it and beat it, and she's back in the PFL. I think Juliana Pena sent her a message saying, hey, you just signed your life away to PFL. Good luck fighting tomato cans for the rest of your life.
All right.
Which sucks, which is too bad because they're tough fighters. They got some big, strong girls at 155. Kayla can fight in her own weight class there, and eventually they're going to get some big girl that's really strong and is able to hang with her, I think.
Well, hey, Colin, I think I'm ready to call it a night. Since this is the cursed episode, I'm going to leave it up, and I'm actually going to retitle it the cursed episode. And
Yes.
I think you should have Hannibal throw that up there as the new title.
Yes, yes, I will.
We appreciate y'all for stopping in here. Make sure to hit up our social media. Show us love, support. Go back and check out all of our episodes that are actually working and have us here talking with guests. We appreciate y'all so much. Thank you for stopping by. Apologies for this being the cursed episode. Like I said, gonna leave it up for entertainment. I'm super pissed and wanna, I don't know, whatever.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna go have another one.
Absolutely. Dr. Adam Roorda, you're tapping out, I'll say. All right. So I will wrap it up here. Big respect to Tan Lee. You're a great fighter and a great guy from Louisiana. The wires were crossed, obviously. Somehow early in the morning, you would let your management, the people that won know that you have to make it an hour later. I didn't see that message, and we couldn't do that anyway. We can't make one guest an hour later. But no hate toward Tan Lee. He's an amazing fighter and a really tough guy. Hopefully we'll have him on at another time, and we'll make sure that time will work. But I understand these fighters got to train and stay in shape. Anyway, thank you guys so much for jumping into this crazy cursed episode. We're going to make sure it's a great episode for you next week. Spread the love in a positive way. Really love yourself. Be kind and gentle with yourself. But reach out to some of your friends or relatives that you haven't talked to lately. A lot of people are struggling in this world and these hard times. I know I am. High gas prices, high food prices, a lot of stress. And sometimes a friend reaching out and saying, hey, we haven't been in touch, but I got your back. I care about you. I love you. Can help save someone's life, actually. So do that. Take good care of your pets. Make sure you walk your dog whenever he or she needs it. Make sure your cat has a clean litter box, and they need that. Fresh water and fresh food for your animals. Give them a lot of love. It'll come back to you a millionfold. That's about it for the cursed episode here. Dr. Adam Roorda, the entire team of MMA Power Hour. I am Colin Crandall. Big love to you, and for tonight, I'm tapping out.